Anlo Afiadenyigbe enya eduko ike ojagba wo demonstration to here alo press conference to here de kude ekpetataro owole opa junction Anlo Afiadenyigbe junction ekpetata ya ikonye nakechire ka no juma biun ekpetata yo de Anlo Afiadenyigbe junction ekpetata ya enye niko owona efesiapa ike no onyebe over the mini debale Anlo Afiadenyigbe ojana gbagba yo wo na ekpetata ya akodo nkuji ekpetata ya ogben ike amamanya manyaro nya ameyoke evagba ekpetata ya le Anlo Afiadenyigbe junction ike press conference to here enoji nenema ke enya gbaro dogola fuma mi nya ko press conference to here na mi trogba.
By parity of reasoning and going by Honorable Avogbedo's convoluted incitement speech and the subsequent destruction of the monument, we hold him responsible for this dastardly and criminal acts. I'll repeat that sentence again. By parity of reasoning and going by Honorable Avogbedo's convoluted incitement speech and the subsequent destruction of the monument, we hold him, the DCE, responsible for these dastardly and criminal acts. While we have made a formal complaint to the police, we humbly urge the police to immediately pick up the DCE as the prime suspect in this criminal enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, the DCE's speech was not only an incitement, but an attempt to promote fratricide between Anlo Afiadenyigbe and Hweta, who are deeply connected by blood ties deep down the centuries. By leading the charge to ensure the destruction of the monument, we deem it as an act of provocation, with the ultimate being to stoke the embers of conflict between Anlo Afiadenyigbe and Hweta. The manner in which this unlawful act was carried out by fully armed men on the motorbikes under the cover of darkness amounts to declaration of and a recipe to destabilization of peace and security among the towns of Anlo Afiadenyigbe and Hweta, who have hitherto lived and coexisted peacefully for ages. Clearly, Honorable Avogbedo is security risk and a conflicted person whose behavior must not be countenanced. Inciting the chiefs and the youth of Hweta and ensuring the destruction of the monument was an ample testimony of his total disregard for law and disrespect for the overlord of Anglo State, His Royal Majesty, Togbi Sri III. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the monument in question was unveiled on behalf of the Awamafia by no less a person than the Ahwadada of Anglo, Togbi Agbesi Awusu. Togbi Agbashi Awusu. This high level of disrespect to the Awamafia by a political appointee is totally unacceptable and unpardonable. In view of this, we, the youth of Anlo Afiadenyigbe, humbly call on His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to punish Mr. Anthony Avogbedo and relieve him of his post as a clear signal to the President does not endorse nor condone criminality and disrespect for his appointees. In addition to that, we are also giving Mr. Avogbedo a 14-day ultimatum to repair and restore the monument to its original state. We shall take the necessary lawful civil action to ensure that this demand is met. Ladies and gentlemen, we must understand that both Hweta and Anlo Afiadenyigbe, as well as their adjoining communities, all form part of the greater Anglo, with the Awamafia as our overlord. It therefore defies common sense for the DCE or any other person to contend that erecting a hogbetsotso monument at the junction implies foreigners or strangers stealing the land from the people of Weta, as the Ketu North DCE shamefully claimed. One may even ask how the people of Anlo Afiadenyigbe could be strangers or foreigners in Weta when both Weta and Anlo Afiadenyigbe are all Anglo towns. It is also significant to point out that the entire Ketu, which was later divided into north and south, was carved out of Keta. Is it not funny, therefore, for the DC of a recently created Ketu North to want to dictate to Keta where its boundaries lies? If Mr. Avogbedo had an issue with the administrative boundary between Keta and Ketu North Assembly, as indicated by his colleague MC of Keta in the letter he referred to in his speech, we believe there must be a more civil and lawful way of addressing this claim and counterclaim rather than inciting violence. We do not believe that someone like Mr. Avogbedo deserves a position of leadership in our democratic dispensation. As a DC and appointee of the president, it appears eccentric for him to dabble in triviality, especially when the monument is erected on public land. Besides, if he feels strongly that the people of Anlo Afiadenyigbe unlawfully erected the monument here, which in law amounted to trespass or encroachment, there are clearly laid down legal procedures to follow to seek redress. The law does not encourage or authorize any individual or a group of persons to take the law into their hands and do as they like. We do not even want to stress the fact that the monument is sited by the highway, a public highway for that matter, with the approval of the Ghana Highways Authority. It is for these reasons that we once again urge the police to quickly arrest Ketu North DC. With emphasis, it is therefore these reasons that we once again urge the police to quickly arrest the Ketu North DC.
Abale ke mi tro gbonana na po press conference to hewa enya gbedeka evero dogola afuma ike kude anyigba ma ike ogbogbom na ameyo katan le junction afuma ba omega joga na Ketu North municipality amlako iko jona le store vivioshi enu jira po vovoshi le edukoma ike o jona na municipal district wa press conference yama dukoma youth ya okele Anlo Afiadenyigbe o nya me yoke adi egbolobe cho gbamagbaji aro cho egbaji a Anlo Afiadenyigbe to yokata ko le junction akwa o mokpomo aga joga na Ketu North municipality no anyebo vabe over joga lo yocha o mokpomo aga joga no ala ba fifi la fia fuma azu Keta to ike fia ba mokpomo aga joga la fumo ike enyanu ike ogbogboro ba mokpomo aga joga la fumo.
In the meantime, we call on our people doing businesses here at the junction and along the road up to Tengekopo Junction to stop paying any levies to the Ketu North Assembly. I repeat that again. We call on our people doing businesses here at the junction and along the road up to Tengekopo Junction to stop paying any taxes or levies to Ketu North Assembly. If any official from Ketu North comes to you to pay any levy or tax, don't pay, and we repeat, don't pay. However, we encourage you to pay those taxes and levies to only the Keta Municipal Assembly, because that is where we properly belong.